Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football and welcome back to the Premier League. This is very exciting, isn't it? We're back. The Premier League is back. No World Cup, no summer transfer window waiting around. We are back with the launch of the Premier League tonight and we are here on That's Football for Arsenal against Coventry. Hopefully you've all been with us through the summer. If not, welcome back. The champions against the Championship champions, newly promoted into the Premier League. It's going to be a massive task for Coventry tonight. But look, who knows? Maybe they can do it. But look, hope you're all doing well. Get your questions in. Actually, tremendously early tonight, literally just because it's the start of the Premier League. I thought, you know what? Let's go live early. Let's have a bit of a chat and all that sort of stuff. And let's really kick off this Premier League opener weekend. In style. And yeah, look, I've done all my Premier League predictions. I've got my fantasy Premier League team ready. I don't know whether I've got any Arsenal. Oh, I have. I have actually got an Arsenal player in it. Let's just see if he's starting. This is how the season starts. Yes, Quantum of Solace. He is starting. I don't know why I was going that way. I was going to storm out. Yes, Quantum of Solace is starting. I've got him. I think he's the only Arsenal player I've got, actually. But look, I think Coventry have spent a lot of money. Just Hull have spent some money. Ipswich have spent some money. We just don't know who they spent the money on. Manchester United tomorrow, 12:30. We're live for that. Spurs at 5:30 tomorrow. We're live for that. Newcastle, Liverpool on Sunday. We're live for that. And then Chelsea, Fulham on Monday. We're live for that. So loads to get involved in. Get your questions in. Neo says, I've got myself a nice southern fried chicken and chips ready for this. Well, Neo, you're also our first super chat of the evening as well. So thank you very much, everybody, for that. Scott says, thank God the league is back. We are sponsored by Manscaped tonight as well, which I'll tell you all about in a moment. But let's just catch our breath. Let's just have a quick look at the teams on the screen for a moment. That's Coventry, but I want to just go back to Arsenal. So Arsenal have got Raya in goal, White, Mascara, Gabriel, Calafiori, Odegaard, Rice, Lewis Skelly, and then Saka, Havertz and Solis, which means Bruno Guimaraes is not on the bench. Has he got an injury or something already? Yeah, he's not on the bench, so maybe that's why Guimaraes is not starting and Lewis Skelly is. But Gyökeres is on the bench, and it's Havertz that he's starting. Look, Arsenal fans, talk to me. I've never been a big fan of Havertz, full stop. I just find him massively irritating. But I think that's just his face. No, I'm joking. I'm not a big fan of Havertz. I'd rather they played Gyökeres. I thought they'd moved past all that Havertz stuff up front, but to be fair, Carragher predicted it at the start of last season, didn't he? He said that Havertz would be the starting striker, and it was only because Havertz got a bad injury, really, that didn't happen. So, Steiger says that Havertz is actually elite. Arteta loves Havertz. Look, I think Havertz. I don't. As a Man United fan, Arsenal are now a rival because they've just won the Premier League, but I wanted them to win the league over Man City. There's not a lot about the Arsenal team. There's not many Arsenal players I don't like. I just don't like Havertz. I don't hate the guy. I'm not wishing hate on him, but I just don't like him. Bit like a teacher's pet, says them. No, he's just an irritant, and I can't really put my finger on it. Cheers, Mark. Hope you're having a great day. Honest opinion: does Arsenal have a chance to win the Champions League this season? Says Veniam. I think Bruno Guimaraes is a brilliant signing. I know what I'm looking for. Looking for my beard trimmer. Manscaped, 15% off. Links in the description. I'll tell you about that in a moment. I think that he is at an itch. I think, what was the question? Do I think Arsenal have a chance of winning the Champions League? I think that's got to be, if I was Mikel Arteta, my main, I think as a coach, you've always got to have an ambition. And I think that if you're Mikel Arteta, the ambition has to be to win the Champions League, because having won the Premier League for the first time in 20 years and taken Arsenal to the semi-final and then last year the final, the next step is semi-final, losing finalists, winners. And if he does that, it's Arsenal's first ever Champions League, European Cup. So I think that will be I think that's the number one aim. I really, really do. But it's very, very difficult to retain the Premier League and win the Champions League. And the only English club to do it, well, it's not Manchester United, it's not Man City, it's not Chelsea. It's very hard to retain the Premier League and then win the Champions League. Manchester United have definitely done that, I think. Have we done that? We didn't win the league in 98. Did we win the league in 2007? To be honest, I get mixed up. I don't think we did. I don't think we have done it. I don't think we've won the Premier League, retained it, and won the Champions League. Don't think we have. I don't think we won it the year before 08, and we definitely didn't win it in 98. That's mad, isn't it? I know more about the 90s for United than I do about the noughties. But apparently we did win the league in 07. Okay. We won 3 titles in a row, didn't we? 07, 08, and 09. I thought it was 08, 09, and 10. So we won it in 07, we won it in 08, and we won it in 09. So yeah, we have done it. But it's very difficult to retain the Premier League and win the Champions League. But that's what Arsenal are going to try and do. But I think they want to win the Champions League. It's Gary. It's my boss on the telly. Gary, give us a wave, Gary. I'm going to message him. Gary. I'm joking. Mark, have you seen the 300 million bid for Yamal by Man United? No, because you're talking out your arse, Ali. Eno, thanks for your super chat. Mark, love you, but your lover Gyökeres is a flop. Doesn't start for Arsenal anymore. Thank God we got Sesko instead. Your thoughts? I think it's just a weird super chat that I'm just going to just brush over very quickly. I'm going to appreciate the super chat and say thank you very much. And I'm going to say that I'm very happy with Sesko. And whether he's a flop at Arsenal or not doesn't massively matter to me. But I don't think they utilise Gyökeres properly anyway. I think Havertz is basically a number 10, isn't he? Arteta loves his false 9, basically. A new season begins. Great to be here, says Daniel. For the start, live and direct this Friday with Mark. Hope you're having a good day, says Daniel. Thank you very much. Well, Friday night football always makes me think of the Bundesliga last year, actually. So, yeah, which I don't know whether we're doing now. That's up in the air. I thought we were doing it. I don't know whether we are doing it now. We're still in negotiations, so... yeah, we'll see what happens. Here for my first full season as a That's Football member, and I cannot bloody wait, says Paul. Hope we've got some good games to be a part of the community with, says Paul. Yeah, you know what's really exciting about... I'll tell you what, I might have to do this more often, go live like 20 minutes before the kick. I normally just turn up 5 minutes before. Lazy bridge. But I do like this because there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. And one of the things I wanted to talk about before the game was, when you think about it, we had in the World Cup and in the Bundesliga. Well, it started with the Bundesliga. We had the Bundesliga every Friday night last season. And the flow of the game was incredible. Goal kicks, throw-ins, players going down injured. Referees just hate, stop-start games in the Bundesliga. So it was quite interesting to see the pace of that. Then the World Cup happened. And that was very interesting in itself as well. We've got the Premier League here now. It's also going to be very interesting to see corners from Arsenal. Are they going to get away with crowding out goalkeepers? I hope not. Throw-ins. Are we going to wait 20 minutes for a throw-in? I hope not. People going down injured softly to slow the game down. Are we going to see that happening? I mean, there's some interesting stuff around injuries. If a goalkeeper's injured for longer than 20 seconds, there's some weird stuff that we'll get used to, but basically you can get penalised for an injured player being injured for too long. You can get penalised if a player's being substituted and it doesn't get off the pitch within 10 seconds. The player who's coming on is not allowed on for a minute. So they're definitely, credit to the Premier League, they are definitely trying to get the game flowing. For that, I would say 100%. Anyway, let me tell you all about Manscaped. Today's show is sponsored by Manscaped, the men's grooming brand trusted by over 13 million men worldwide. We've worked with Manscaped for a long time, and as you'll know, and as I've said before, with grooming stuff, I just want something that does the job. And we all know about the lawnmower. with Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Basically, trim your not your balls, the hair around it. But we're not here to talk about that tonight. You can use the discount on that if you want. There's loads of brilliant grooming products on manscaped.com for men. But we're here to talk about the Beard Hedger Plus tonight because it's got 14 different lengths on it. Look, up and down, set it on whatever length you want. So if you want to just trim your beard or if you want to go down to your stubble like me, different lengths on it, which is fantastic. It's also got a 33mm stainless steel blade, so you get a nice, clean, sharp trim without having to keep going over the same area. You get 60 minutes of battery life, and that light there actually goes down the less battery it's got, so you don't get caught halfway through your beard and the batteries run out. It's also got a travel lock on it, which I'm terrible with. But yeah, if you look at the instructions, it will tell you how the travel lock works. So you don't want to be on holiday and then, you know, that starts going off and people are like, oh, what's he got in his bag? And then you go, it's not a beard trimmer. Sorry, it is a beard trimmer. It's not what you think it is. Look, and if you get it out that way, they won't think it is a beard trimmer. I meant that way. It's a beard trimmer. Get it out that way, vibrating, and you're in a bit of trouble. But get it out that way, and it's vibrating, and it's a beard trimmer. So yes, travel lock stops all that drama. So if you want to give the beard a bit of a summer upgrade, head to manscaped.com. That's football, and use code for footy to get 15% off plus free shipping. I should do more ad reads. I think I'd sell a lot of stuff for a lot of brands by bringing real life into it. Because we've all been there on holiday and our travel luggage starts vibrating and everyone thinks you've got a certain something in there and you're like, it's a beard trimmer. Leave me alone. Big thank you to Manscaped for supporting That's Football. Let's carry on with the show. Remember though, 15% off at manscaped.com/That's Football. 15% off with the code footy right across their website. And you can check that out with free worldwide shipping as well. So free delivery plus 15% off with the code footy. What a way to start the Premier League season. Absolutely fantastic. Actually, I definitely think Manscaped are going to be very happy with me because I really do think that's going to be all over TikTok. I don't know why. I can't normally predict it, but I think it might. Back to it, Mark. Can't wait. How are you doing, mate? Says Jake. I'm very good. I'm doing Fantasy Premier League this year as well. Because on our members section on the United Stand, we're doing like prize giveaways and stuff, and we've got a load of Rooney stuff on there. So we're doing a video every week on the United Stand members section where we talk about Fantasy Premier League, which is, you know, it's niche, and that's why it's on there. But it's I can still tell you what my team is, and yeah, it's good, and I am very excited about the Premier League season. Actually, I hope you all are as well. But look, I'm excited about the football. I think that's the thing for me. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all pans out. I think that there are so many new managers. I mean, even like me and Rory when we were doing the what's it called? Premier League predictions. Fulham Chelsea on Monday is like Fulham have got a new manager, so it is really exciting in the sense that there's so much there's so many sorry, I've just lost the live chat here. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, let me just sort this out. Sorry, I'm back now. Yeah, I think it's so many new managers. It's really difficult to predict. I read somewhere that there's 9 new managers. So, yeah, I think it's really difficult to predict this season. And yeah, I'm very excited to see how it's going to play out. Sorry, I've just lost that there. Are you still sticking with your Premier League prediction, says Faz? Yeah, I mean, look, I've gone with Man City to win the league. Look, lots of people laughed at me last year when I predicted Arsenal were going to win the league. And they did. I've gone with Man City to win the league. I don't want them to win the league, but I've just got a feeling they might do quite well. Maybe it's a bit of reverse psychology, a bit of a free hit, because I got Arsenal last year. But Arsenal are definitely the massive favourites. Yeah, definitely the massive favourites to win it. Yeah, you can't deny that. So, I mean, Rory Jennings has relegated Newcastle. I mean, I find that preposterous. I'm relegating Crystal Palace. I certainly think, look, looking at Coventry, that's one thing we haven't done. I think looking at Coventry, I don't know very much about them. I've got a lot of mates who are Coventry fans. They're only down the road. But they are very, very excited about it and have said that they've spent a lot of money. I don't know a lot about this Coventry side. I mean, you look at it and Thomas Asante, I've heard of him. Sims, I've heard of him. Yerenki is apparently very good, the number 8. But look, we'll get to know more about these players as the tournament goes on. They've got a Wonyi on the bench. Obviously, he was at Forest before. But they're going to have to... They're going to have to pick up points. But I think Coventry will stay up. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Ipswich and Hull sides to stay up. But I've got a funny feeling that Coventry might do it. There's something about Lampard that I think is very adaptive. And I just feel like it's going to be difficult. Of course, it's going to be difficult for them. But I think that they will do it. Just had a few questions coming in about transfers. What do you think about Minte to Brighton for 70 million? Well, Brighton are going to pocket about, and this is what I mean about. I think this Premier League season has this Premier League transfer window has been very, very much about the ability to sell, because Man United, we couldn't sell blood to a vampire, you know. Which is probably not the best analogy, because if you tried to sell blood to a vampire, they'd probably just say, I'll have it for free off your neck. But you know what I mean. And yeah, we couldn't sell ice cream on a hot day. And that would have been better. But realistically, Brighton are probably going to make about 140 million this weekend off Man United and Liverpool. 70 million each for Baleba and Minte. What I find strange about the Liverpool deal is, and I spoke to a couple of Liverpool fans about this, is they bought Isak injured, basically, and that Minte is injured. Like, Minte's out for quite a while. So, spending £70 million on an injured player, I think he'll be a good player when he's fit, but I always find it, like, when's he back? If he's not back till January, why not buy him in January? You know, why would you buy him if he's not going to be back? But I don't know when Minty's back, so let me know. I think the Man City deal with Spurs is a disgrace, and not because I'm anti-Man City. Chelsea would do this. Arsenal might do this. So what they've done is, and it's bang out of order. Bundesliga Bridge ain't happy. So if they sell Mamouche for more than £59 million, they have to give 15% to Frankfurt. So they're going to sell Mamouche to Spurs for 59 million, which is undervalue, but they're selling Silvinho for 80 million, which is overvalue. So they're basically, obviously, and this is disgusting, and the Premier League should do something about it, they're basically selling Spurs Silvinho for Mamouche's price and selling Mamouche to Spurs for Silvinho's price to avoid paying Frankfurt 10 million. And it's bang out of order. It's bang out of order. I mean, Man City are bloody loaded. And these Bundesliga clubs rely on this money. And to me, you know, Man City have got loads of money. They don't need to not give 10 or 15 million pounds to Frankfurt. It's ruthless. But that's why some people are rich. You know, some people are multimillionaires, but they have beans on toast on a Monday night so they can have a bubble bath on Tuesday night. It's tight. It's not right. Copy says, how's it out of order? Because you screw it. Well, I wouldn't say it's cheating. I just think it's immoral. You know, football, we shouldn't do that. And also, the Premier League should have a regulator that when a player when Savinho goes to 80 million and Mamouche goes for 59, somebody should step forward and go, hold on a minute. That he ain't 80 million and he ain't 59 million. Other way around, even then I think they're overpriced. But yeah, there should be some regulation about transfer fees, because otherwise you could do, you know, your mate might be the Man City owner and you might be the bloody Tottenham owner. And you might say to Man City, we're in a lot of trouble. We need to raise £100 million. Oh, don't worry. We'll give you £100 million for Danzo. That's why you need to have some sort of regulation on prices, because it creates these scenarios where money can be funneled around to help people around. But yeah, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth. But look, I genuinely do think Man City might win the league. Yeah. Patrick says it was a Del Boy quote. Good shout, Jambon. Hello, it's me from the World Cup. I'm here as well, says TK Moon. Thank you. Hopefully some of you are new. Make sure you share the video and subscribe. H Top Tick says there is a private jet taking off from Brighton, landing at Manchester, then to Liverpool. Could it be Belaber and Minte representatives? Could be. Could just be somebody from Brighton who fancies a trip to Manchester and Liverpool. Minte to Liverpool, Mark. We've spoken about that, Jake. So yes, Faz, I am still sticking with my Premier League predictions. I'm going to go Man United third, Arsenal second, Man City for the title, and Coventry stay up and Palace go down. Back to it, Mark. Can't wait. How you doing, mate? Says Jake. I'm good. I'm good. I hope you are. So Jack says, what's your thoughts on Lazio's fan stadium boycott? I think it's brilliant. I think it shows that fans can bring change. So yeah, but no, I'm ready for the start of the Premier League season. I've noticed since the end of the World Cup that with no football to watch, I've been going through and look, I'm not here to plug Disney Plus. I know they're sponsoring Stick to United, but this is just a coincidence because I have been on Disney Plus a lot over the last few weeks, watching classic films. I've watched Turner and Hooch. I've watched Father of the Bride 1 and 2. We're currently watching Three Men and a Baby. We're going to watch Look Who's Talking. So I'm sort of reliving my youth with Seb watching old films. But that's all about to stop now because I've got football to fill my time. But I'll tell you what, I watched Three Men and a Baby last night. And I know the theme tune, and I know there's a bloody baby in it. I was watching it last night. There's heroin in it. There's nudity in it. There's like drug trafficking in it. I was like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this. But 80s films were good, weren't they? Start, bench, sell, beef, lamb, pork, says Ninja. I would sell lamb. I would bench pork, and I would start beef. If chicken was there, it'd be a different story. I'd start chicken, I'd bench beef, and I'd sell pork. But yeah, I'd have to go beef with that. Hi Mark, do you see Arsenal getting Alvarez? I do, but he doesn't want to go, Eno. But I think Arsenal do want to spend big on another attacker. Maisie says Bruno Gimenez is injured, but over the moon that it seems we can finally replace Martinelli since he's not in the squad. I think I've got bloody Bruno Gimenez in my team. No, I haven't. I took him out and put Solis in. So my starting team in Fantasy Premier League is Donnarumma in goal, Dalot, Maguire and Kadioglu back three. You can tell I'm going for a clean sheet for Man United. Scott of Bournemouth, Bruno of Man United, Anderson of City, Wirtz of Liverpool, and Solis of Arsenal. And I've got Pedro and Haaland up front. I'm quite happy with my team. My bench has got Palmer, which is a crap Hull goalkeeper, I think. No, Ipswich. Robinson, Anthony, Robinson, Konza, and some shit striker called... I'm not going to tell the name because that sounds really horrible, but a cheap striker who'll never play, basically. Yeah. So, the players are out on the pitch. The Premier League season is back. 9 months of this. And I tell you what, I've got some news for you as well. I've got some good news for you. There is no international break until the end of September. I'm going to sing this tune. I mean, this is almost as good as 3 p.m. blackouts being stopped in the Premier League so we can watch all the games. Hopefully that will happen soon. But there is no international break until the end of September, which, you know, like normally we have 3 Premier League games or 4 Premier League games and then it's an international break. I think we've got 6. And we've got Champions League games never happen until after the first international break. We've got Champions League games before the international break. So we are absolutely ready to go. Baleba, here we go. Shit, what am I supposed to do? Not much I can do. Breaking, Baleba to Man United, here we go. Verbal agreement, improved bid sent today after 65 million. We don't know. Yeah, well, look, Baleba is, here we go. And the fee, we will wait to see. I'm not going to stop the stream. I'm not going to stop the stream. I'll do a quick one after. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep you up to date on what the fee could be. But we are literally about to start here. And if I was doing an 8 o'clock show, we would have had the ability to do it. But... So, let me have a quick look here. Game's about to start, but I'm just going to get the timer ready as well. Is that... Oh, shit. That needs to be right at the top. There we go. So, big breaking news. Carlos Baleba to Manchester United. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between clubs. Improved bid sent today after 65 million package rejected and player set to join the only club he wanted to join. Baleba, new Manchester United player very soon. Well, we knew it was going to happen. And there was some thought that it might happen tomorrow or yesterday. I actually said on the United Stand this morning that I thought it would happen today. But we don't know what the fee is at the moment. But if it's £65 million package rejected, it's probably going to be around 70, isn't it? Maybe. Oh, I've just seen that Man City is sponsored by Durex. Plenty of jokes there. But look, yeah, Manchester United, Carlos Baleba, here we go. Done. We knew it was going to happen. We've got our 3 midfielders. What are your thoughts? Tielemans, Santos and Baleba as Man United's midfield 3 to go with Mainu. Is that a midfield you can build a title race with? Is that a midfield to take Man United back to the top? Let me know your thoughts. But at least we do have our midfield trio done. And hopefully we can go and get a few more in as well. There's nothing about the fee at the moment. but we will bring you that as it comes in, if you're interested. We are also up and running for Arsenal against Coventry. For some reason, I've got a big red there. Thank you very much. So please do share the video, by the way. The Premier League season is up and running. I like this Coventry kit. I think it reminds me of the 90s. It's funny because I know a couple of Coventry fans and they don't like the kit. And I don't know why. But for me, I like this Coventry kit because it reminds me of the kit that they wore when they won the FA Cup in 1987. I don't know whether it's because Coventry fans have had enough of, you know, vintage kits. Because to be honest, Coventry traditionally, Noel Whelan, Darren Huckabee, Dion Dublin would be in a sky blue kit. So stripes is not their normal kit. It's normally like a sky blue Man City colour. So, but I like it. Bit of tradition. There we go. Tell you what, I nearly got him in behind there. But look. Tell you what about Coventry. They look like they've got a bit of pace. This 23 looks useful. Thomas Asante. And we're going to have to take a look at some of these players and find out what they're all about. But Brandon Thomas Asante, he's only 27 years old. Went to the World Cup with Ghana. I knew something about him. Check out my super chat, Mark, says Rajaf. Vinny! Hey, Vinny! Hey, Vinny! Looking forward to spending the next 9 months with the best watch-along in the Emirates. Best wishes for the season ahead. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you very much. User66 says, United dropped the Here We Go while you're live on for the Arsenal game. Do you think it's a coincidence? Do I think Man United look at what Mark Goldbridge is doing and go, let's drop a Here We Go? No, because no, I don't think they do that. I think they might do it to get a little bit of publicity when Arsenal are playing. But, I mean, look, to be honest with you, until I know what the fee is, I'll do a video after the game because there's not really a lot to say. We've almost, I think has anybody noticed this? We've almost hit infinite levels of a transfer now. I mean, it used to be you sign a player after a little bit of noise. You now get in talks, personal terms, close to a deal, bomber, here we go, and then the official deal. Because we had the bomber, which obviously isn't the same as here we go, but I think when that happened, I think we all thought it was definitely going to happen anyway. The next thing we need to know is the fee, really, because I don't really have anything to add to what I said a couple of days ago. Evening, Mark. My club had a terrible start to the season. Chesterfield lost 2-2. Got Salford tomorrow, so wish us luck. I can't wish you luck against Salford, real Joe, for obvious reasons. It's actually, here's Solis. I've got him in a fancy Premier League team. Solis. Oh, I probably would have celebrated that. I think this kid looks good. I think well, he's not even a kid. Well, he is a kid to me, but he looks, he's 24, I think. But he looks good. Solis looks very good. I mean, that's a brilliant bit of business by Arsenal. He just looks, he's almost like Kvaratskhelia, isn't he? He's got that sort of glide appeal. Yeah. I'm trying to find out the fee. Lovely stuff. Right, I'm trying to catch up on a lot of stuff here. Busy. Regulation on firms back then was very lax, says Kill Thomas. Who would you sign for Man United for the last marquee signing, says Alonso. I would go Lewis Hall. That's why Man City have won the last 6 out of 10. They're ruthless in all aspects, says User 66. Pick a card, Mark, says Matt Lunn. Welcome to the Members Club, Patrick. Right, there's a couple of super chats that I've not done here that I just need to catch up on. Got myself a nice, I've done that. Joshua, welcome to Members Club. Cheers, Mark. Hope you're having a great day. Honest opinion, does Arsenal have a chance of winning the Champions League? Definitely did that. Daniel, we've done yours. Loverboy Ocarez, definitely did that. Did that. Do you think Frankfurt... Oh, Saka! Just wide and a corner. Mango says, do you think Frankfurt have any recourse for City clearly manipulating the Mamouche fee? Probably not. Did you see the controversy between Joe Cole and the Hull City owner, Mark? What he said on his podcast? You need to let me know, Dino. You need to let me know. I'll find out for you, though. Joe Cole... I will read that out to you in a moment because that looks actually quite interesting. Corner to Arsenal. Let's have it. This is interesting. Is there going to be any pushing and shoving? No. But it's a look. I tell you what, it's a very good corner routine. I tell you what, that was a very clever corner routine, and I think they'll feel that that should have gone better. And it was bloody Solace with another shot. Bit like the film, Quantum of Solace. Not that good so far. Thank you very much, Dino. Chelsea will be the only team challenging Arsenal, says Wills. Yeah, Rooney reckons Chelsea are going to do well as well. I just don't see it. We'll see. We'll watch them on Monday night. I used Manscaped. Joel prefers waxing, says Avram's little ponytail. Is it possible for you to give the extra 20 minutes that's included in Disney Plus for the YouTube members? Because it is available only for Disney Plus UK, says Rajaf. I can ask that question. I have some notes for when I go up to record the next one, and I think it's a fair point. I don't know the answer, but I will certainly get it for you, Rajaf. I'd say it's probably not possible because Disney Plus have that exclusively, but it's all Arsenal at the moment. Maze says Bruno Guimaraes injured, but over the moon that it seems we can finally replace Martinelli since he's not in the squad today. Fingers crossed. I think there's going to be so much transfer activity in the last few weeks of the window, last 2 weeks of the window, isn't there? I mean, Liverpool really haven't done much. Does that worry Liverpool fans? Because remember, Slot came in as a new manager and didn't get a lot. Minty's not fit. So David Ornstein basically saying that Minty will be going to Liverpool by the looks of it, but he's out injured at the moment, and he won't be back till October. So he's not, even if Liverpool get him, he's not ready. I don't know what's going on with Barcola as well. I mean, that's a deal that's expected to happen, but I think that the fee is so big that there's a lot of negotiation going on there. Yes, we'll bring you the fee on Belabor because I'm not doing any reaction until we know the fee anyway. I can't just talk about, nothing. Hull City owner has criticised pundits Joe Cole and Carlton Cole. Andy Cole better be careful then. And Cheryl. He seems to have it in for people with the surname Cole. Speaking on the Dressing Room podcast, he said former England and Chelsea midfielder Joe Cole said he'd turned down the chance to be a pundit for their opening match, adding he would be stunned if they stayed up. He jokes they've come here through the back door, they've slipped in. I mean, I got to be honest. I don't have a problem with what Joe Cole said. I mean, look, I talk nonsense sometimes. Yeah. Do you think Romano's gone too early if he doesn't have a fee? It's weird how he doesn't have a fee. I mean, look, I'm not stopping this game to go and do a reaction to Here We Go, but it is a bit strange to have Here We Go and then not know what the fee is. I mean, I've reacted to so many transfers on here and the United stand, and when you get the Here We Go, one of the big things is to talk about the fee. So we don't have that yet. Pletty Goal has said that it's at least 70 million. I think he's overpriced at 70 million, especially in relation to last season. But look, you've got to back the player as a Man United fan. As a Liverpool fan, I'm shitting myself, says Callum. I'm looking forward to the Liverpool game on Sunday, and I'm doing a watch along from a very unique place. It's my auntie's birthday, and we're doing it from her living room. No, we're not. But we're not doing it here. David Ornstein's probably waiting for the fee. Yes. Coventry on the attack. Shot from distance. Good block. Coventry have looked all right on the attack. Arsenal as well. But they're giving a good account of themselves so far. 70 plus million package with sell-on clause, says Ben Jacobs. Yeah, but 70 million plus. It's over 70 million. What is it? Could be 71 million. Could be 75 million. There are any possibilities of a watch-alongs with Wazza, says Ashish. I am going to try. The Guardian is reporting that CONCACAF and UEFA are thinking about a joint Nations League starting in 2028, says David. Has he said he predicted Arsenal to win the league yet, says OG? I have, yes. Will be interesting to see if the refs take anything on from the World Cup. I think they will, KW. I definitely think they will. I think this game has flowed quite well in the first 13 minutes already. What do you think about Sunderland signing a young promising player for us, rumoured to be getting a co-host soon too? What are your thoughts, says A? Let me just have a quick look at everybody's business, actually. I think Sunderland, I don't know Sunderland signings at all, actually. Let's have a quick look. So they've signed Mathali from Toulouse for 28 million. And that's it. They made one signing, but they made so many good signings a year ago. And you've got European football. This is what I think if you're Coventry or Fulham or Everton, you could have a good season. And the reason I mention those three is that they're not in Europe. Crystal Palace in Europe, Sunderland in Europe, Bournemouth in Europe, Brighton in Europe. There's so many clubs in Europe, and it will hurt you. It will. Here's Calafiori. Havertz. What a finish. So simple. One mistake by Coventry, and it's just so... I mean, it's from the guy I don't like. I don't like Havertz. There's just something about Havertz I just don't like. But you've got to say that goal is so clean. It's such a clean finish. A bit of a mistake by Coventry, but God, do they pounce on it. Calafiori obviously scored in the Community Shield last week. Pounces on the mistake, puts a lovely cross in, and Havertz in his stride basically just puts it into the back of the net, and that's 1-0 to Arsenal already in the first 15 minutes, and that's not what Coventry want to do. But yeah, he gets stuck under the ball, the fullback, and really, what is he doing? Yeah, if in doubt, kick it out. And they've paid the price for that, Coventry. But the cross is brilliant from Calafiori. I mean, look at the Coventry defender. He almost gets there. And then the finish from Havertz is immaculate. It's such a clean... There's a mistake at the back by Coventry, but there's two brilliant bits of play there. The Calafiori cross is inch perfect, and so is the Havertz finish. Yeah, fantastic. Manchester United agree a deal to sign Baleba for a 70 million package plus a sell-on. Move set to be formalised over the weekend. There we go. He definitely. I'm just looking at the clips of Baleba dancing and that. I mean, he's definitely a personality. The deal also includes a sell-on clause. Hopefully, we won't be selling him on. Anyway, 1-0 Arsenal here. We're back in the Premier League, and the first goal of the Premier League goes to Arsenal. We've got nearly 20,000 watching, by the way. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuning in. Lots going on in the... Ow. Thank you. Lots going on this weekend. Loads of watch-alongs. Man United, Hull tomorrow, lunchtime, 12:30. Spurs, I'm very... You know what? One of the games... I mean, obviously Man United, Hull, but one of the games I'm looking forward to watching the most is Brentford at home to Spurs. So much money spent by Spurs. Such a different team. De Zerbi with a full pre-season. Very good. Antonio says, my gripe with Solis is he doesn't take on his man. Early days, Antonio. Keel Robinson says, I need a new gimmick now Baleba's signed. Saw someone say this, curious to hear your opinion. If Foden and Palmer both had a bad season, do you think they're in danger of becoming the next Dele Alli? Says Tyler Quarry. I mean, Phil Foden's done a lot in his career already. A lot more than Dele Alli ever will do. So I wouldn't say Phil Foden could be the next Dele Alli. Cole Palmer, look, there's not really an excuse at Chelsea. I mean, they're so out of Europe, they're renting the ground out. They've basically Airbnb'd Stamford Bridge, haven't they? We're going away for a bit, so we may as well rent it out because Shakhtar Donetsk are using it for the Champions League. So Chelsea are going to be playing one game a week. So there's not really much. I mean, it will benefit Reece James. I'm predicting Reece James to have a Luke Shaw season. Luke Shaw played every game for us last year because we had one game a week. So it could be good for Reece James. But there's no excuses for Chelsea players to not play well when you're only playing one game a week. Unrelated to the match, but I'm sick of people hyping up Baleba. Had one okay season, then a bad one. He's a good prospect, but not world class, says Damien. I don't think he's very good on what I saw last season. But United have obviously ran the data, and let's hope it works out. Shouldn't we try to get Ryerson world class, says Thomas? Somebody should. Ooh, Gabriel's down injured here. Caught by Sims. I think he's just trod on his foot. Thoughts on how big set pieces will be this season? Well, set pieces last season were so useful, weren't they? And I think they will continue to be important. So many clubs spend money on set piece coaches. Set pieces are very big for Arsenal. They're very big for Manchester United. Liverpool are good at set pieces as well. So I think they'll continue to be good. Yeah. Arsenal have to be the most unlikable team in Premier League history. Gabriel, Jesus, Lewis Skelly, just to name a few, says Mark. And do you still stand with your prediction of Man City winning the title? With Rodri gone, I think all their chances are gone. Look, the unfortunate thing about Premier League predictions before the season starts, and I think you have to do them before the season starts, is that there's still 2 weeks left of the transfer window. What is known is that Man City don't have Rodri and Pep. What is not known is what they're going to do. Because Mamouche and Savinho are going to go. So they're clearly going to buy a forward. And they're clearly going to buy 2 midfielders. So, yeah. Fabrizio says it's 65 plus 5. It's not too bad. Let's have a look. Arsenal 1-0 up here. Coventry have done all right. Just one little mistake and they pounced on it. Odegaard, Lewis Skelly. That'll be a foul. I'm just trying to confirm this here. God, X can be a pain in the arse sometimes. Lots of people saying 70 million plus, but let's have a look at what Romano said. Oh no, Romano says 65 million plus 5 million in add-ons. So we offered 60 plus 5 and we added another 5 then, didn't we? So 65 plus 5. I mean, I still think that's a little bit, I still think that's overpriced, but it's not as bad as 70, is it? Here's Rice. Solis. 2-0. He'll get an assist for that. He'll get an assist for that. I think that's an assist for Solis. I think it. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Goldbridge is back on the old fantasy Premier League hype train, but I think it is counted as a assist. But it's definitely a goal for Saka. It's 2-0 to Arsenal, and we've only had 22 minutes. Andrew says Hull City fans are crazy. Tickets are $2,000 US. Thank you very much for that. Can Newcastle finish in the top 10 this season, says Binky? I don't think they will. But look at how Declan Rice here. I mean, Declan Rice has played so much football. But he drives forward. He gets the ball back. He slips it into Solis. It's a lovely cross. The keeper doesn't deal with it. And Saka's there to pass it in. But tremendous energy from Declan Rice. You know, he's barely stopped playing football for a year. Coventry just not up to it at the moment, are they? They're going to have to adjust to this league. Hard baptism of fire. And love from New York to Sheras. Lewis says, I think Baleba will be another expensive flop. Baleba twice the price of Curtis Jones. Who is better, says Fear Fam? And what manager do you think will be the first gone, says Henry? I predicted the Newcastle manager, didn't I? Much to the anger of the Newcastle fans. Glad to have the Premier League watch-alongs back in my life. Cheers from Cincinnati, Ohio, says WC Bush. I'm thinking about heading out to the States, actually, before the end of the year. Chicago, maybe. 70 million for Baleba is daylight robbery, says Streets will never. What, you think it's a bargain? Havertz has now scored in the Champions League final, the Community Shield, and the opener for Arsenal. Looks like we'll see him start more often, says Ashish. And Patrick says, hope you're all right. I heard something about new rules in the Prem. I don't know if it's true, but there are a few new rules. There are. I will go through the new rules in a moment. Missed my first super chat. No, you're busy. Can you find it, says Damien. But I've just been back through them, Damien. I can't see it. I've been through all of them. So there's not a lot I can do. Sometimes they don't come in. Carlos Baleba says, I've heard it's 70 plus 5. Money well spent. Any possibilities of watch-alongs with that? I tell you what, Coventry need to be careful here because their Arsenal could run riot. Vinny! Hey, Vinny! Is it true? I've done that one from about Minte. Thoughts on? Done that one. Done that one. Just trying to find this other super chat for Damien. Yeah, I've been through Damien. I can't see another one from you anywhere. Been through twice. Strange. Oh, what? Why is he not getting an assist for that? I hate fancy Premier League. Why is Solis not getting an assist for that? That is a fucking assist. You put a cross into the box and the goalkeeper can't stop the cross. It's an assist. Come on. We shouldn't be taking points away from people. We should be trying to give them. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is a joke. Oh, I can't speak. You're going to have guests on Stick to United. Rude, please, says Lewis. It's not rude. Yes. We have definitely got a guest coming on soon. And we have quite a list of people to get on as well. He hasn't got assist points on mine. Oh, yes, he's got it now. Get in. He's got it now. Why didn't they give it? I've only just, it wasn't there. It is now. It is now. Yes. 3 assist points. Why has he got a bonus? Oh, that's because he's in the top 3 players on the pitch at the moment. Get in. I'm not bothered about Fantasy Premier League. I don't really care. Was listening to the radio today and they were already talking about Lampard to England before a ball was kicked for Coventry. How disgusting, says Irish Ryan. Yeah. Do you have any predictions on who will come up from the Championship this season, says Liam? I mean, they've played a few games already, haven't they? And I was looking at it the other day. Yeah, they've only played 1 game already. I think that West Ham have got to have a very good chance of coming up. Wrexham and Birmingham City you'd look at probably as well. And what about Burnley and Wolves? So it'll be very competitive in there. I'd like to see Birmingham or Wrexham come up just because of the money they have, that they'd be probably very, very capable of staying in the league. But I'll tell you what, this game's had a good flow to it. Can Coventry... Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal are not going to concede many goals, are they? That's the thing. And I like this Solis. Look at him. I really like the look of him. I really do. I think Arsenal, for the first time in a couple of years, actually do have a left winger. Trossard was steady. Martinelli was hit and miss, but he looks the real deal. I'm not joking. He looks the real deal. Nearly 20,000 watching. We've got plenty of watch-alongs for you this weekend. We've got Hull against Manchester United on United Stand at 12:30 tomorrow. So a little sleep and we'll be back on it. 5:30 tomorrow. We've got Spurs against Brentford, which I'm really looking forward to. Brentford are a good team at home. Spurs have spent a lot of money. And they don't have a particularly easy start to the season. So I think that's going to be fascinating. Newcastle against Liverpool on Thursday. On Sunday, and then Chelsea Fulham on Monday. So 4 watch-alongs for you, ready to go. Here he is again, Solis. He reminds me of somebody. I think it's Kvaratskhelia. He's like a Greek Andrei Kanchelskis, actually. He's got a really good speed to it. He's very fast. I think he could be a brilliant signing. So Saka and Havertz have got their Premier League season accounts up and running. Come on, Cov. Coventry have got Hull next week as their first home game. It's funny because the guy who was tiling my kitchen yesterday is a Coventry fan. He was basically saying that it's a bit of a shitter that they've got Hull as their first game back when Hull obviously was a team that they played last year in the Championship. Are you doing the Bundesliga again, says Blanca? Well, I thought we were, but I'm not so sure now. So watch this space. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Compost? It's a bit of a mixed bag. Thank you, Charlie. What beer do you drink? I'm looking for a nailed-on investment, says Joe. Well, I like a Hawkstone, which is Clarkson's beer. I like Asahi. Heineken. I like Heineken, I do. I've always liked it. I'm not really a beer snob. Here's Saka. Lays it off. Odegaard, he should have shot. He didn't need to. Ben White had the shot, though, and it was blocked. I think Odegaard could have hit that. Rice looks absolutely on it. Dino says, did you see the 4-4 Tunes video of Pep doing a watch-along to the Community Shield? He has the same background as you. I haven't seen that, mate, but I do like 4-4 Tunes. Is Coventry on the break? Can they get a shot off? Arsenal's defence is just so good. But he's given a foul on Gabriel there. He maybe should book him. And I think he probably will. I mean, Gabriel got done by Sims there. Just outside the box. Any new That's Football content planned? Oh my God, Jam Footy. I mean, obviously we dropped Stick to United this week on the United Stand, which is an amazing show. That's Football has got new content coming, not for the start of the season though. You're going to get spoiled on here. There's some cracking stuff coming up. Yeah. And it's quite innovative how we're announcing it, actually. So watch this space. Very good. Don't be jealous of Stick to United on United Stand with Rooney. We've got some good stuff coming up on here. Oh, good defensive header away by Ben White. Belabor to United, here we go. 65 plus 5. What are your thoughts, Mark? Says Arsh. Well, I'm going to do a video after this. So I want to keep some of it back for that. But look, this is That's Football. It's not United Stand. I think if you say anything perceived as negative about Belabor on the United Stand, because he's going to be a United player, I understand people are very, we've got to be positive. But I'd love to know what non-United fans in here think about Belabor, because last time I checked, there was no Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea looking at him, or Spurs. Last time I checked, he had a very bad season last year where he was getting subbed off at half-time, on the bench a lot. So he had a terrible season last year. But the season before, he was very good. So I don't really understand why he's worth £65 million based on a poor season last year. But United really do rate him. So it'll be a bargain if he comes in and is a £100 million player. But if you'd have said to me in May, we're going to spend £65 million on Belabor, I would have said, what? Why? We have guests on 16. I've done that, yes. Dizzler says, do you think Premier League proven is just a way to ramp up the price of a player, or do such players actually worth the money? Lovely play by Saka. Wins. It's not going to go for a corner. Yes, it is going to go for a corner. Look, I think if you go and buy Tonali from Newcastle, or you go and buy Stiller from Stuttgart, you know that Tonali's got 2 or 3 years in the Premier League. So you know that realistically he knows the league, whereas Stiller wouldn't. So I do think there is a value in Premier League experience. Mark, you can now use triple captain and other chips twice a season, once before January. They then refresh from January. Look forward to beating you, says Guardian Elite Joe. Well, I did finish in the top 100 of Fantasy Premier League in, I think it was the year 2012-13. Oh, you can't be pissing about with the ball in your own box here. Coventry, masters of their own downfall here. Odegaard with the cross. Good header away. Go watch United Hull preview, lads. It's story time. And what do you think of the odds that Cristiano Ronaldo has seen your face and knows who you are, says Luke. I want to ask that question to Wayne. Was he aware of the United stand when he was playing 10 years ago? I will ask that. Do you think Ronaldo will retire? If he hasn't got the 1,000 goals at the end of the Saudi season, he will keep playing. 100%. That's not a penalty. No way is that a handball. But look, in many ways for Coventry, if they can keep the score down, you would expect to lose. And Arsenal away probably doesn't get harder than that for the rest of the season. Unless you go to City and get 2 men sent off in the first 5 minutes. Ian Smith says, I regret not putting Solis in my team for the Fantasy Premier League. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. We're actually very close. That needs to change because we're not on 1.5. We're on 1.51. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Get involved with That's Football. Exciting season ahead. So much to come. Very excited. We'll keep you updated on the Bundesliga. I had thought we were starting next week, but still some negotiations to go on, I think. Are you happy with some of the new rules in the Premier League? Ah, that was something I wanted to touch on. So, new Premier League rules. No, that's not what I wanted to look at. So I've got a list of them here. If players stop for an injury, the player is required to leave the field for at least 1 minute. This was previously 30 seconds. So if you get injured, I find this one weird. And maybe we're not getting the detail. But so basically, if you get injured on the pitch, you have to go off the pitch for a minute. Which seems a bit harsh, you know. If I'm playing centre midfield for United and Anderson in the Manchester derby gives me a kick and I hurt my ankle, I've got to go off the pitch for a minute. It's almost beneficial to go and kick a player, unless I'm misinterpreting it. It seems a bit weird, bit strange to me. Apparently it doesn't count if a player gets carded. There we go. That's the context. So that makes sense. Second yellow cards. A VAR review can now take place when second yellow cards... Actually, should we go through these at half-time? Let's go through them at half-time, because that'd be good. It'd be good to go through at half-time. Our midfield is average at best, says Mitesh. I don't know who you're talking about. You might be talking about Liverpool. Sims. One more. One more. One more. Don't shoot. Do not shoot. Coventry still on the attack. Don't shoot. Now put the cross into the back post. No, it's a shite cross, though. Ooh, roof of the net. But it was a little bit speculative. When you asked Rooney the Ronaldo question, could you say it was asked by Luke and give me a once removed experience with my Man United goat, says Luke. Yes. Luke. Run, Luke, run. How much praise does Glinios deserve for bringing in Baleba, says Sanchez? I mean, Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, spend £65 million on a player. I mean, what do you want to do? Build him a statue? I mean, is that not what any big club should be doing, signing players? I mean, they've hardly sold fucking world peace, have they? This is where people start to go over the top. How much... what's your hot take for the season, says Runner Bean? Ooh. Hot take for the season. Coventry City will stay up. Spurs won't get in the top 6. That's two quite good ones, isn't it? I did say we'd sign Baleba, Mark, says Malpa. And United border amateurs bought Tillman's buyout clause, bought Santos, no one wanted him. Baleba, no one wanted him. And they have overpaid on everyone, says Michael. Well, United to be fair to United, I'm not defending them, Michael, but they do purposely like to go for players that aren't, there is no competition for. United, I've got United finishing 3rd. Yeah. Am I in the United Stand FPL? Yes, I am, Legacy. And to be fair, points-wise, I'm doing all right at the moment because I doubt many people have Saka in their fantasy Premier League team, do they? Excited for the new season to start. Are you not a bit worried we're not looking for other options, says Harry? I don't know what team you support, Harry. Mitesh says he's not a Liverpool fan. Must be a United fan. Says our midfield is average. Here's Solis again. That should have been a free kick on the edge. Not giving it. Saka into Odegaard. Another corner. They like their corners. Oh! Injured. That's a foul, ref. The stool tripped me up. That's a yellow card. That's, at my age, that could be out. That could put me out. Oh, and I've already got a bad hip. Oh. This is the problem when you've got a swivel chair with no back on it. Oh. I have actually really hurt my 1 minute off the pitch mark. That would be a good little explanation of how it works. But I'm in agony. Odegaard, another corner. I'm in agony this week. Right, you know where your arse is. You should do. Most of you talk out of it. Imagine. Well, you could feel it if you want. So you know where. Oh God. I don't know what injury this is. So you know, like on your back, you've got your spine. Touch your spine and then move across about 3 inches and down an inch and right in there. Oh, I've been in agony. I don't know what's in there. Is that muscular? Is it your hip? Agony all week. I think there's bone there. Oh, good shot by Rice, just wide. That wasn't the pain. I was saying, oh, good shot by Rice. No, it's not central. It's to the left. Yeah. Really hurts. No, it's not my bloody ribs. Anyway, it's great to be back. I hear you, Mark, but think you're going to get left behind, says Michael. What, Man United? Fabrizio's not posting about Harry's golden boot. I get you respect him, but he definitely makes it look like he gives posts to those who line his pockets, says Dennis. Mark, just know if fate ever brings us together in Sydney, your decimation will be inevitable, says Nathan. What does that mean? Is that like a death threat? Have I just had a death threat from somebody in Sydney? Can we report this? You can't be doing that, mate, just because it's a super chat. Decimation means half time. Decimation means the killing or destruction of a large part of a group, plant, animal population. Refers to vast destruction. So basically, I've just had a death threat on a super chat. Is that what's going on here? Nathan Kyrios, who probably isn't going to be that hard to find because it's a super chat. If we ever see each other in Sydney, your decimation will be inevitable. I think it's a joke. I think it's a TikTok joke. Well, mate, it depends what you want to do. I mean, if you want to have a game of pool, I will decimate you. If you want to have a game of chess, I will decimate you. If you want a football quiz, I will decimate you. If you want to play wrestling, you will decimate me with my back. It won't be very difficult. Yeah. It's on, Nathan. I'm heading to Sydney. As a non-United supporter, personally think Belaber is a horrible deal. Was utter garbage last season. No one wanted him, and now you've paid over. That's my worry, Brad. We're trusting United's recruitment on a deal that, to me, looked very strange. But, you know, hopefully it's going to work. Great interview with Wazza the other day. Yeah, out every Tuesday. It's 65 million plus 5. That's been confirmed by Ornstein. And the medical is happening over the weekend. So there we go. Half time here. Let me stop the clock. Ooh. I actually have really hurt myself falling over. I need to just push this up here for the second half. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right, I'm going to go through some of the Premier League rules at half-time and obviously get into your comments. But Arsenal are cruising here. Nice 3 points on the board for Arsenal by the looks of it. Coventry just not able to live with Arsenal at the moment. But look at that. 67% possession, 10 shots to 2, 3 shots on target to 0, 5 corners to 1, 2-0 to Arsenal at this juncture at half-time. Really isn't an unfair scoreline. I think it's absolutely accurate, in fact. Remember, Arsenal's next 2 games are Villa away, which is Monday Night Football a week on Monday, and then they've got Chelsea at home. So, yeah, they've got an interesting start to the season. In fact, Arsenal play 3 of their first 5 games away. So they go to Villa next week. Then they've got Chelsea at home. Then they've got Sunderland away. Then they've got Brighton away. So not the easiest of starts for Arsenal. Very important that they get off to a win here. Certainly looks like they're going to. As for Coventry, we want to give everybody a voice this season. And they have Hull at home next week. Then they have City away. Brighton at home. Forest away. So they'd be looking to try and get 6 points, wouldn't they? Nathan probably wants a game of soggy biscuits, says Jay Shaw. Solis reminds me of Arshavin as an Arsenal fan, says Cry. He has got that. I can see what you mean, but I think he looks very good to me. Recon Guy says, hopefully we go after a left back. I know Belaber is a bit underwhelming, but if you get a good left back, I'll be happy. Just got to hope our midfield 3 signings are good. Thank you very much. And sounds like the paraspinal muscles, says that dude. I'm with my physio next week, so we'll get to the bottom of it. Literally. Is it harsh to say this game's a bit boring, says Clark. And hi, Mark. I promoted and organised your first shows in Dublin with Maria, says James, for the United stand. Just saying hi. The venue was called Liberty Hall. I remember it very well, James. And I tell you what, those 2 nights at the Liberty are probably... I'm so glad you've given me that super chat, because you do forget some of the things you've done on the journey. Because we've done so much on here and on the United stand. But those 2 nights in Dublin were incredible, because they were the first live shows we'd ever done, and we sold them both out, and it was like 2 hours in front of a crowd. I think I was on my own. Maybe Ricky came out. So yeah, loved that. Loved that. Thank you very much. Seeing Crystal Palace home and away kits looks the wrong way, says Oliver Sharp. I had this pain before, Mark. Hot water bottle helps, says Timeless. Hope you're doing well, says Kazim. And as a non-United supporter, I've done that one from Brad. Let me just go through, please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, share the video. Let me just go through I should have done this before the game, but we can do it now. Saka is being interviewed at half-time here. I think this is just a push from the TV companies to try and do new things. I don't know about this. I think if you're winning, you're happy about it, but realistically, I don't know. Anyway, we've got some new rules coming out in the Premier League. Let me just go through some of them here. So, a crackdown on time wasting, basically. There are some new rules coming in. Referees will be able to start a countdown of 5 seconds if they believe players are ticking down the clock during throw-ins and goal kicks. I think this is great, by the way. I think that we've never had this before. I've seen it in the Bundesliga. I've seen it in the World Cup. And ultimately, it's great because if we see time wasting, we know who to blame. It's the referee. So basically, if a player trots up to take a throw in or starts grabbing a towel, they won't be able to do it anymore. Like if there's a throw in on the far hand side for Brentford tomorrow, and Kayode starts running over, the referee will do something about it. Because they basically they're saying you're not taking 40 seconds to take a throw in anymore. It's basically we want the throw in done quickly, and if anybody starts, they'll just go 5, 4, and the same with goal kicks as well. So that's going to speed games up. It's going to get the ball in play a lot more. So that's a good one. And if a player takes more than 5 seconds, the goal kick becomes a corner and the throw in is reversed. So that's very, very good. But if a player is injured and play is stopped as a result, last season they had to leave the pitch for 30 seconds. In this campaign, it will be increased to a minute, and the only exceptions will be if a foul that received a card led to the injury or other unusual circumstances. So this is good as well. If a player goes down with an injury, they'll be off the pitch for a minute, unless it was an injury caused by a player who got a yellow card for it. So I think, again, that would be good. There will also be a change to limit tactical timeouts by goalkeepers going down injured. If they do, a manager must choose another player to leave the pitch for 1 minute. I don't know how that works. I've read this one a couple of times. If anyone can explain this one, let me know. So if a goalkeeper goes down, as we've seen many times, the manager must choose another player to leave the pitch for a minute. Substitutes will also need to take just 10 seconds. If a player takes longer than that to leave the pitch, his replacement will not be able to come on for a further minute. So these are really draconian in their interpretation. So if a goalkeeper goes down injured to waste time, an outfield player's got to go off the pitch for a minute. And if a substitution takes longer than 10 seconds, the sub is not allowed to come on for a minute and the player who's being subbed has to come off. So there is definitely a lot of rules there that should increase the speed of the game in the Premier League. And I think that's good because last season, I'm watching the Bundesliga on a Friday night and you could be watching Union Berlin play Augsburg. And I wouldn't know much about those teams, but it'd be a bloody good game of football because it flows really quick. And then you put the Premier League on a Saturday and you're like, oh my God, it's so stop-start. And how many times as well do you see a player go down on the floor last season under no contact and then it's a minute before the free kick's taken? Like these things have to stop. So hopefully these rules will be implemented. Anything else? VAR will be able to get involved in second yellow cards if they've been shown in error. They cannot, however, tell a referee to issue a second yellow if one is not shown. There we go. So, yeah, the Switzerland scenario where basically Switzerland got knocked out, that was illegal. That shouldn't have happened. They re-refereed it and gave a second yellow card to the Switzerland player. That's not right. You can redeem the yellow card on the person who got it, but you can't hand another one out. VAR will also be able to get involved where an attacking foul happens before a set piece is taken, which leads to a penalty, a goal, or VAR will be able to get involved where an attacking foul happens before a set piece is taken, which leads to a penalty, a goal, or disciplinary sanction. They will be able to intervene to have the set piece retaken. I don't really get that one. Am I being a bit thick? VAR can get involved when an attacking foul happens before a set piece is taken. I don't know. We'll have to find that, figure that one out. And despite players being given red cards for speaking to opposition players with their mouths covered at the World Cup, this is not a rule that will be adopted in the Premier League. Probably a good one, that. I do think that one was a bit shit. But there we go. So look, all in all, we should get a better flow of games. 65 plus 5 sell on for Baleba. What are we thinking? Says Jimmy. United should go for Vipo from Swansea for cheap price. Top goal scorer in the Championship last season. Only 24 and also Slovenian like Sesko, says Liam White. AMC says that Solis looks absolutely class. Crazy that he was at Norwich a few years ago. He looks electric and very really entertaining, says AMC. Thank you. Bet365 hasn't given Solis the assist on my bet, says Jay. They should have done. I've got it. He's definitely got it on Fantasy Premier League, and that's all that matters. But they definitely should have given him that because it is definitely an assist, and it's definitely on Fantasy Premier League. Would you rather your knob bend to the left or the right, says Jimmy. Okay, we'll leave that one. And with this way Coventry is playing, it looks like Lampard wipes standing up instead of sitting down, says Irish Ryan. Swag says it's your pelvis, Mark. Lay on the back, hands into fist, and bring your knees up. Squeeze your fists with inside of knees to realign your pelvis. What? Lay on your back, hands into fists. Bring your knees up. Squeeze your fists. What? I get the laying on the back. Put my hands into it. So I'm lying on my back with my hands in the air in a fist. Bring your knees up. Yeah. Squeeze your fists with the inside of knees to realign your pelvis. Squeeze your fists. Squeeze your fists. Oh, so you put your fists between your knees. It's not the first time anyone's done that. So you put your squeezed fists between your knees. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I need some instructions here, Swag. Solis is class, says Loop. Really like the look of Solis, says Inga. Thank you very much. Cadam's just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, sir. And Bradley says, morning from Australia, Mark. Do you think Baleba was frozen out last season due to his desire to leave for United, or that he just wasn't good enough? No, they kept trying to play him, mate. He just wasn't very good. mentally he clearly wasn't there. He's got his dream move now, so hopefully he'll play well. Is there a That's Football FPL League, Mark, says AMC? Not that I'm aware of, although somebody did drop a code in before, so maybe they can do that again. But in some other exciting news, I have been playing the FC27 beta code over the last week or so, and I have quite enjoyed it. So I'm thinking of doing a last dance. It will be my last ever. I'm not going to do one next year. I'm thinking of doing a last dance career mode. Just to let you know. Lewis Fists wasn't on my bingo card. I'm definitely doing a playthrough of GTA 6 as well. Oki says it was a bit of a concerning half for Gabriel owners. Thank you very much. We're about ready for the second half here. Good stuff. Efficiency, that's what we want to see. Has everyone had their summer holiday now, or has some of you got one to come? I remember when I was about 13, we went to Ibiza for 2 weeks. And we definitely went the last 2 weeks of the school holidays, so that would be like now, because I just remember the season started while we were on holiday, and it would have been like 1990, about 1992. No phones, no internet, and it was just so weird because you'd get the paper for the football news. I mean, look, people are going to think I'm mad here, but I'm sure there's some people old enough to remember. So you used to go on holiday to Spain, right? And in the morning, you'd get the newspaper, like The Sun or The Mail or whatever, and it was a day behind. Because that was just how the world worked. The papers were a day behind. So I remember on Monday morning finding out what the United score was from Saturday afternoon. Because I got the Sunday paper on a Monday morning. So it was weird. You didn't know. I mean, you could have phoned home, but my mum and dad didn't like each other, so they wouldn't let me do it. Seeing the GTA 6 leaks looks incredible, says Lewis. I tried to avoid all that. Saka offside here. Squeeze fists, hold for 5 seconds. What, in between my legs? Right, I'm going to do this. Right, I'm about to try this. Here we go. So I'm lying on my back, squeeze my fists, I lift my legs up, I put them there, and I squeeze for 5 seconds. I can't walk, Swag. Is that normal? I can't get up. I heard a crack and now my legs won't work. I don't think that's meant to happen. Somebody call Gary. I can't walk. Somebody pass me my phone. Nah, I'm only messing around. You shouldn't joke about stuff like that. Miraculously, I'm healed. I'm healed. Swag, I'm healed. Actually, it does feel, to be honest, it does feel a little bit better. To be honest, you know what I think it is? I'm just using a stool with no back on it, and I think that has caused the problem. Somebody said to me, get a saddle seat, and it's better for your posture, but my back's saying no. Get the ball to Solis. I need some more points. He's fast. Is Odegaard. Saka. Into Ben White. Cut back goal. Oh my God. What a shit goal. Odegaard scores by mishitting it, but it is 3-0. Keeper's got to do a lot better than that. a lot better than that. If you've got Ben White and Odegaard, you've done all right. You've got an assist and a goal. And it's 3-0 in the 48th minute here. Very easy for Arsenal. Look, Declan Rice has been brilliant tonight. My standout player, to be fair. I mean, they've all been good. It's a bit of a miss-hit by Odegaard, to be fair. Keeper's going the wrong way. At this level, you probably would expect to save it, but he just can't get his hand on it. It's not, to be honest, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a blooper by the keeper. He probably should have done a little bit better, but nice kit, Coventry, though. I will say that. You're losing 3-0 after 48 minutes, but you are wearing a nice kit. I like it. Poppadom wrists, says KVN. JK says, I wouldn't even celebrate that. Odegaard's really happy. He's loving it. He can't stop smiling. Mate, I don't know what's going on here. Ron, thanks for being a member. And on a regen, he says, what happened to the chair for you to use a stool? You know what? Let's see. Let's wheel the old chair back in. Here's one I made earlier. See what that does. Arsenal are and will be brilliant, says Seashank. Will play with the handbrakes off and absolutely dominate the big six in the league. United are light years away. Okay. Daniel says, you don't get this on Sky. Gold from Goldbridge. Don't get this on Sky, says Lewis. Solis overhits the cross. I could do with another Solis goal or assist here if I'm being greedy. Marty says, United are 15th in the league. Should we start to worry? United are going to be top of the league by game week 4. We're going to beat Hull. We're going to beat Ipswich. We're going to beat Everton. And we're going to beat Man City. And we'll have a perfect 12. And we'll be top of the league. And then you'll respect us. Then you're going to respect us. Oh, yeah. We have got a very good start on paper. But, you know, football's not played on paper. It's played on grass. Kenneth says it's very reminiscent of their 1987 FA Cup winning kit. Exactly what I said in the first half, Kenneth. It is very reminiscent of that. Shot by Saka, tipped over the bar. I like it. This could end up being 6-7. Hate that. Oh, good. We've got ref cam as well. Love that. Corner, Arsenal, Rice. Headed away. Here's Saka down the wing. Sorry, I was just reading something there. Yeah, it's hard for Coventry now. You're 3-0 down. There's 40 minutes to go. And the thing is, this is not a pre-season friendly. This is a Premier League game. And there's literally no reason for Arsenal to take the foot off the pedal. If you can win this 6-7-0, it's huge for your goal difference. And that's like an extra point, isn't it? So I think Coventry, in this situation, it's your worst nightmare if you're Frank Lampard, because you sort of like, you don't want to invite the pressure. You want to try and take something confidently from the game. Imagine Solis going after assist records as one and only. Mark, we need the Sean Dyche voiceover, but I'm not doing a bloody Sean. I nearly did then. I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, I'm not doing a Sean Dyche impression. That's all you're getting, because every time I do a Sean Dyche impression, I end up getting a sore throat, and I don't need that at the start of a long weekend of watchalongs. I certainly do not. The right back for Coventry is meant to be very good. Go on, Cov. On the attack. Use the overlap. Here he is, the right back. Little dink. Oh, overdone. 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 If you don't win the Premier League in FC, you have to play David Beckham soccer, says Offline United. Seems like Coventry will be fighting in the relegation spot, says Subham. I mean, I don't think you can watch this game of football and say Coventry are getting relegated, or that Arsenal are definitely winning the league. I mean, I think this was a very easy game to predict. And, you know, if Coventry go and beat Hull next week and Arsenal drop points at Villa, it's a very different story, isn't it? I do think Aston Villa have... Aston Villa have lost Tielemans, probably going to lose Watkins, Digne, Rodgers. They're a team to sort of monitor this season. I just don't know how Villa are going to do. But then again, Emery's doing a great job there, hasn't he? Cadam says, Carl Rushworth for a big move in the next year or two. You heard it here first. Corner headed away from Coventry's corner. And again, another mistake. Slip in Solis. Oh. Go on. He's offside. That's Havertz's fault for being greedy. Just play Solis in. What do you think about Morgan Rogers at Chelsea? Well, I had him in my fantasy Premier League team and I binned him off. Which means he's probably going to be on fire. But I did toy with the idea of going with Cons has gone as well, yeah, from Villa. Yeah. I think Villa have basically lost half their team. But then they've brought in João Gomez. I think he looks good. Manzambi looks good. They've got that young striker who's massive. He looks good. Garnacho, we'll have to wait and see. Suzuki, obviously Martinez is going to go as well. So, yeah, they've done some interesting business. But Cons is a big loss at centre-back, though, isn't he? Who are they going to play at centre-back? Good play here by Coventry. Oh, that Sims up front's not very good, is he? He just the ball won't stick. Have you seen the Norwich versus West Brom hand of God, says Henry. Is this where the player's been given a 2-match ban? What do you think about that? Do you think that's right? So basically, let me just get this right. So basically, the West Ham player, Hegebo, was given a 2-match ban for successful deception of a match official following a hearing by the Regulatory Commission. where effectively he receives a cross and uses his hand. There is no VAR in the Championship, and despite Norwich players being fully aware of it, because the player didn't admit it, he's been given a 2-match ban. But obviously, Norwich lost the game 2-1. I think it's probably about right, isn't it? Noah says, I've done FPL draft. Will Sesko play tomorrow? No. I mean, I might be wrong. He might be on the bench, but I don't think he is going to be playing. It's going to get cleared. Congratulations to Alex Jimenez's girlfriend on her GCSE results, says Jimmy. Nice message. Solis. Shoot, Calafiori. Oh, I tell you what, Solis was close there. He's got a corner. I think what Solis brings to this Arsenal side is that I think they've always had dangers, but I never felt they were particularly dangerous down the left-hand side. And I think he brings some real quality down there. He's not going to get there. That's going to be a foul. Do you think this Arsenal side will be less dependent on set pieces this year with the signings they have made? Will Gyökeres be more effective? Oh, yeah, I think less dependent on set pieces. I think they'll continue to be good at set pieces. Rascal says, hope you're well. Arsenal look way too good. If they phase out Gyökeres, do you think Arsenal should buy him? Man United should buy him? No. We don't need to buy Gyökeres. Do you think the weekly wages of Baleba, Tielemans and Santos will be less than that of Casemiro? Yes. I'd say Santos and Baleba are on 100 and Tielemans is probably on 150. Do you remember the PS1 game Onside, 30 years old? I don't, Ryle. Do I think Rashford will start? Well, I've done my preview. It's on the United stand. I'd be very surprised if he starts. I think it's better for him to come off the bench, in fact. Arrow says, Mr. Watchalong's glad the new season's back. I think we needed a break, though, didn't we? Bloody hell. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the World Cup, but by the end of it, I went straight on holiday, in fact. It was pretty exhausting, those 2 a.m. streams. I mean, I remember 1 or 2 of them. I was just sort of like... But it was good. I do look back on it with affection. Here he is, Solis. He reminds me of Alexis Sanchez. That's who he reminds me of. Yeah, he does remind me of Alexis Sanchez when he was good. It's the way he runs. Yeah, he reminds me of Alexis Sanchez. That's who it is. The Arsenal version, not the Man United version. You're very entertaining, mate, says Tony. Thank you, sir. Only as good as the crowd. How highly did you rate FIFA 2004, says Kian? Mate, I'm crap at remembering any of them. I played them all, I just don't remember them by year. The best FIFA I played was the one in COVID when I did the TUS career mode, and it was during COVID, yeah. Oh, shot! Cleared. Coventry surviving here. Karan says, what do you think of Minte? Unsure if he fits Liverpool. I think Minte to Liverpool is very similar to Baleba to Manchester United. There's no doubt that both players have talent, but there is a doubt about whether they're Liverpool and Man United players. So I think they're both very similar, in not in style, but in like risk and reward. The only thing I would say about Liverpool is you're spending a lot of money on a player that's going to be injured until late October. Did you play FIFA 98 back in the day? I think I started playing Pro Evo then. I definitely remember playing Pro Evo around... No, maybe that was 99. No, it was 98. It was 98, yeah. Pro Evo from 98 to about 2008 was brilliant. Go on then. Ooh, go on then. Come on, Cov. Come on, Cov. Here we are. Out on the wing. What you got? See, the thing about Arsenal is they collect clean sheets, don't they? Oh, he's giving a goal kick. I think VAR will check this, won't it? I think VAR will check this. Coventry are absolutely convinced it's a corner, but I think VAR. Well, in the World Cup, yeah, that was definitely a corner. No, it's not been given. I thought in the World Cup they got checked. I'll feel for Mainu if Carrick doesn't start him, says Tom. Yeah, I think that's just a fitness thing, Tom. I'll tell you what, watching this game tonight, though, it bodes well for Man United because I think Coventry have given it a lot, but they're not up to the level of Premier League, are they? And United play Hull tomorrow. Zubimendi is coming on for Rice and Madueke's coming on for Saka. Good use of minutes here by Arteta. Obviously, Zubimendi and Madueke did go to the World Cup, but so did Rice and Saka. TK says, don't want to offend you, but does UK food really suck? Depends what you're comparing it to. Do you think Gyökeres will get booted out, says User66. Reminds me of the Ramsdale situation. Not bad players, but will never be good enough to compete with the elite. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't expect Gyökeres to be at Arsenal next season. Whether they'll get rid of him this summer, I don't know. But I think if he's in the right team and he's utilised properly, he will score a lot of goals. You've got to... Havertz is a very different forward to Gyökeres. Havertz wants to be part of the build-up play. You know, he's almost like a 10 playing as a 9 or a false 9. Gyökeres is more like a Haaland. He's not as good as Haaland, but he wants service. He wants quick service. Where is Ramsdale now, anyway? I know he was on loan at Newcastle, wasn't he? But I don't know where he is now. Adams just signed Baleba for £70. I think you mean 70 million. I'm going to do a video on the United stand straight after this, so I will do my reaction to it. We're just doing this. Who's in your FPL team, Mark? Can you read the team out? I can. There's double substitution going on here, so I can do. So my FPL team has got 5 points, 6 points at the moment, but it's all from one player. So I've got Donnarumma in goal, Delo, Maguire, Kadioglu as a back three, Alex Scott, Bruno, Anderson, Wirtz and Solis, and then João Pedro and Haaland up front. Now, some people will say, why have you got Elliot Anderson and Alex Scott? Because they brought that new thing in, didn't they, DEFCON last year, where basically if you make loads of tackles, you get points. So Alex Scott and Elliot Anderson last season were actually quite good at extra points. So, yeah. I thought we were going to get to see evidence of the new rule there. Coventry striker went down, but he soon got up. Madueke's cross is crap. Villa kit is the same as Man United third 25-26 kit. It says Mate. I haven't seen it yet. ECS, thank you very much for your super chat. Hi Mark, I really enjoy your new show with Rooney. I'm glad that we have now got a voice which could also be heard from the United board. Would you invite Giggs onto the show? I'd love to have Ryan Giggs on the show, Red Devil, Germany. Love to. Who... Stranger's got 10 points. I haven't done Fantasy Premier League for a couple of years. I didn't do it last year. What did you get for dinner, Mark? I had curry with a jacket potato and a salad. Yeah, it was nice. But I was out last night at the Forest in Dorwich, which is a nice pub. And they do Hawkstone on tap. And the food's good. What did I have? I had a starter, but for main... Oh, I had half a rotisserie chicken, do they call it? With like a barbecue sauce and some fries and slaw. It was very nice. Oh, here we go. Zubamendi out to Madueke. Give it to Solis. Give it to Solis. Give it to Solis. Give it to Solis. Here he is. Solis. Calafiori. I tell you what, Calafiori is a very good player if he can stay fit. Here he is as well. Keeper's very quick off his line though. I really liked Calafiori back in the Euros. Was it the Euros? Must have been, because Italy don't get in the World Cup. But I just think at Arsenal, he's been a bit unfortunate with injury, hasn't he? Don't forget, we're sponsored by Manscaped tonight as well. Beard trimmer. Get 15% off with the code FOOTY and free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com. Have you ever eaten duck? Says EF6. Yeah. I've had duck a few times. Obviously at the Chinese, what do they call it? Peking duck or something like that. And I've had it like for a Sunday dinner as well. I don't know whether I've ever had rabbit. I tell you what I do like. I do like venison. Venison's a lovely meat. And I do feel sorry for the deer, but it's a lovely meat. Don't have it very often. Aromatic duck, yeah. Ooh. Hey, ref, hold on a minute. How many, I don't want to see that. He took fucking ages to take that throw in. That was a long one. That throw-in needs timing again. Sack that referee. He was using his shirt to dry the ball, and I think he took at least 15 seconds. Duck rice with pineapple. I used to have a friend who never... He couldn't do fruit on hot food. And in fact, I remember us being out one night, and he was like... I was like... It started off with pineapple on pizza. No. Cranberry sauce at Christmas on your turkey. No. Apple sauce with your pork. No. Plum sauce with your duck. No. Just wasn't having it. Yeah, sadly he's passed away now. Mark, can you name at least 5 Finnish Premier League players? Hippiä, Litmanen, Jääskeläinen, was it? Pukki, Jääskeläinen, Pukki, and I'm stuck now. Solis is off. Eze's on, and Moreno's on for Odegaard. Probably gets a clean sheet point though, doesn't he? No, yeah, he gets 1 point for a clean sheet. He's got 1 assist, and he's played 67 minutes. So 6 points ain't bad, and he won't get a bonus point because they're going to Ben White, Saka, and Odegaard. How many defensive tackles do you have to make to get the bonus points? Is it 10? Must be. Have you ever had pheasant? No. P-Bug says, great work as usual. Well, thank you very much, sir. Do you have a favourite Serie A team? I have a few Serie A teams that I like because, like, Serie A Italian football was huge for people of my age because we used to have, like, we had Italia 90, then we had Channel 4. So I love Sampdoria because of Vialli and Mancini and Lombardo. And I love Juventus because of Del Piero, Baggio. And I also like Juventus for a local reason, actually. Notts County is I think it's the oldest club in the Football League. And Juventus wear black and white stripes because they borrowed their kit off Notts County. So when I was growing up, it was quite a local story, so I quite liked that. And I do quite like AC Milan as well because of Hullet, Van Basten and Rijkaard. But I used to watch Italian football every Saturday, Sunday. So you got to like all teams. I mean, like, you know. So I wouldn't really say I had I just liked a lot of Italian football at that time. Billy, you can have your shout out. Billy Reynolds, yeah. Never really liked Inter Milan. I think it's because they had Matthias Klinsmann and Bremer, and I just didn't like the Germans because they beat us in the Italia 90. So I just didn't like Inter that much. I don't mind them now, but I didn't like them. Gaza at Lazio. Yeah, I mean, I liked Gaza, but I wouldn't say I liked Lazio. It's like David Platt at Barry. Probably called Bardi. Totti was an amazing player. And look, Roma with Totti and De Rossi. Loved De Rossi. I think he was a brilliant player. Can you name 5 former Norwegian Premier League players? Oh, I mean, that's a piece of piss. Because you've got loads at United. Solskjaer, Jonsson, Odegaard, Torsvet, Alf-Inge Haaland. There you go. Could go on. I could probably do 10. Norway's quite easy. What about Leonardson, who was at Liverpool? Leonardson. Fjortoft. David Platt was at Sampdoria post the beats, but he played for low. David Platt went from Villa to Bari. He also played for Sampdoria. He also played for Juventus. I think that was it. But he did play for more than one Italian club. What do I think about the Blaber signing? Well, I'm going to do a little video after this, James, on the United stand. Madueke into Gabriel over the bar. Jean-Pierre Papin. I do remember him. French striker. Marseille and AC Milan. Yeah. Who remembers that French defender? I think he also played for Marseille as well. What was his name? I mean, you've got to be a certain age here. He, in the 92 Euros group game between England and France, he walked up to Stuart Pearce and headbutted him and split his cheek open. Basil Bolly, that was it. The most cowardly thing you'll ever see. Obviously, there was no VAR as well. I mean, not only should he have got sent off, I don't think he even got any after the. I don't think UEFA did anything to him after the game either. He just walked up to Stuart Pearce on a corner and went oosh straight on him and floored him. I don't know whether he did floor him actually, but it was disgusting. But yeah, Papin played in that game. I wonder if Cantona played in that game actually. 92. Cantona and Ginola sort of didn't play for France, did they? David Platt also played for Coronation Street, says AMC. Burnley will still find a way to beat you on FC27, says Kim. Well, they won't because they're in the bloody championship. It's funny, I was watching a clip on TikTok the other day and it started, serving me up stuff. And there was something about the Burnley thing. That was strange. For about 3 years, I couldn't beat Burnley. It was just something weird about Burnley. We're top of the league and I couldn't beat Burnley. They'd score really dodgy goals against me as well. I actually think it was coded. Yeah, David Platt played for Arsenal, didn't he? He came back from Italy and went to Arsenal. I think he scored a goal against us in the 98 season when you won the double. I'm pretty sure Platt scored a goal against United at Highbury. I'd have to ask Lewis. If you know, you know. Yep, so we are going to do a career mode. Go on then, 1-on-1. Have a, oh, it's what's his name? He used to be at Forest. He's absolutely crap. He's so bad. I don't know why Coventry have gone and got him. What's his name? He's so bad. Iwanye, that's his name, yeah. Five minutes to go. Good win for Arsenal. Probably not bad for Coventry when you consider that they were 3-0 down after 48 minutes. It could have gone 6-7, like I said. So 3-0 is not the end of the world. And they might get a goal themselves here. That's a decent cross. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. The number 5, a free header, 6 yards out. What the hell? At that level, you got to score. It's a lovely cross. And I just don't think he looked confident, did he? Didn't look confident at all. Next watch-along is on the United stand tomorrow lunchtime, 12:30. Man United play Arsenal. No, they don't. I wish we did. We'd still beat them. Man United play Hull at Hull, 12:30. Should be a good 3 points for United. Then it's Brentford against Spurs. Let's see what this Spurs are all about. We'll have a look at that. 5:30 tomorrow. So 2 watch-alongs, 1 on here and 1 on United stand. Looking forward to it. What do you got? What's Tottenham's start to the season, actually? So they've got Brentford away, Charlton at home, that's in the League Cup. Brentford away, Newcastle at home, Forest away, Everton at home, Villa at home. They're all sort of teams that you'd expect Spurs to lose to, aren't they? But I tell you what, if they went and got a lot of points from those, you'd sort of start to take notice, wouldn't you? Playing United after the international break in October. As a Hull fan, I've heard that our away prices to the MKM are high. Anyone able to confirm this? Because season ticket is like £30 for me a month. Says Mr. Jack. Any United fans going to Hull tomorrow know what the price is? I could ask Lewis because he's going. One of our producers on Stick to United. Stipe says, new Man United fan from the USA here. Been to England twice, but I really want to go and see a game at Old Trafford. What game should I go see? Was thinking Chelsea, Liverpool or Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, I think any of those games are good to go and watch. I don't think it really matters for your first game. I mean, I took Seb to watch for his first game, Brentford. And the trouble with going to watch United at Old Trafford over the last couple of years is, especially the bloody Ten Hag Amorim season, was we lost a load of games at home. So Carlos Belabor the King has joined. Go United, go. This is Khalifa. Thank you very much. Red Devil Germany says, you are old enough. Do you remember how good players from former Yugoslavia were? A great team at the World Cup 1990. No, I don't actually, because I was only about 10. So, but you know, look at Yugoslavia and look at the countries that form what used to be Yugoslavia and put them together. I mean, what countries form the old Yugoslavia? Is it, I mean, I wouldn't want to guess to offend people, but definitely Serbia, Bosnia, I think Croatia,
So yeah, Yugoslavia used to have all Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, possibly Slovenia. Shout out to Val. I should just Google it. What countries formed Yugoslavia? So I was right. Slovenia, Serbia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia. So if you think about all the players that play football for Serbia, Slovenia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Croatia and Bosnia, that used to be Yugoslavia. Somebody said Slovenia was part of Czechoslovakia. It says here the 6 original republics: Bosnia, Croatia, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia. So I'm only going what I'm reading. Only 4 minutes added on here. Are you going to do a match reaction? Yeah, I probably will do. Back to the Belabor story first, but I probably will do. Yeah, I got time. Oh, Mr. Tillemans, they like... It's a song from Khalifa. I don't even know what the tune is. What's your thoughts on Belabor, says Seb? I'm just about to drop a recorded video on the United stand. Spurs took 4 points from Brentford last season, says Kenneth. Tough place to go, though, first game of the season. Did I predict a draw between Spurs and... I've got my paper here. Yeah, I went with a draw. And Rory went with a Tottenham win. So, yeah, I think that's a tough place to go. Took Gyökeres 1 season to earn his deserved bench spot, says Iz. Thanks for your super chat, pal. Thanks everyone who's tuned in tonight, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are back live tomorrow at 5:30 for Brentford against Spurs, actually. And lots of empty seats at Arsenal. They've decided they've had enough tonight as well. I'm still here. You just hear something vibrating, and it's not me Manscaped. Well, we could still get another goal here. I would say, look, Arsenal have done the job. Coventry weren't expected to get anything here. I would say from an officiating point of view, pretty good. Games flowed. Good stuff. Anyone got the FPL code? Need to restart if you can't hear. Oh, apparently something's gone wrong. You should get Ollie on your pod with Rooney, says Real Mr. Staff. I mean, that would be very interesting. I'd feel a bit nervous about that because I did get on at Ollie a little bit. Karaki. And he probably would know where I am and say no. He'd definitely squeeze my hand really hard when we shake it. I'll probably deserve it, to be fair. Fantastic result for Arsenal. Great to have the football back. 3-0 to Arsenal. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go and record a Belabor watch-along. Belabor reaction. Then I'll do a match reaction. Thank you so much. We're back here tomorrow. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care.